Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ni hao ma, wo hen hao, kali vanakkam, malai vanakkam, and assalamualaikum to all of you for joining me on this episode of the From Scratch series on my Digital Makers YouTube channel. Saya DSD dari SDChannel. How do you say host in Malay again? My name is DSD from SDChannel, hosting the From Scratch series on my Digital Makers YouTube channel for you guys so that we can learn to develop our own app together from scratch. In the previous episode, we've done the sketching and the designing untuk app yang kita nak buat pada hari ini. So now we'll be going straight into Thunkable to start buat our own app. Sebelum kita membuka laman web thunkable.com, kita mesti install app Thunkable Live di iPhone, Android ataupun iPhone anda. It looks the same, doesn't it? Setelah anda telah menginstalkan app Thunkable Live di Android ataupun iPhone anda, kita boleh membuka laman web thunkable.com dan memulakan proses membina app kita sendiri from scratch. Setelah anda membuka website thunkable.com, you can start by registering yourself by clicking on Get Started for Free dan tekan Create One untuk membuat account thunkable.com. And you can sign up using Google, Apple, or just your email. I'll be choosing Google. And here you can choose whether in which category describes you the best, obviously. So we'll choose a student. Click submit. And just skip benda ni. You have to download the Thunkable Live app, just like I've said. So make sure you download that and login account Thunkable di iPhone ataupun Android anda. Tekan start building. Kita akan bagi project name kita FSS2 from scratch season 2 and create project. Tekan X. Panel di sebelah kiri kita boleh diminimizekan. Okay. So screen 1 is basically how your app would look like when you open the app in your phone. Now, like in the previous episode, kita dah lukis apa yang kita nak letak dalam app tu. So, kita kenalah letak tu dulu sebelum kita masuk kepada part coding. Okay, now we can scroll down on the left bottom to add our components. Scroll down until you find column. Column is basically you can arrange your items on the screen from top to bottom. Man, the chicken is noisy. So there you have it, column 1. So you can basically arrange your components now from top to bottom. Seperti yang kita telah lukis di episode sebelum ini, we will put the title on the top. So for that, you have to drag in label and just put it on top. So kita ada label di sini. So under the label, we'll be having, don't mind the label being in the center, we can adjust that later. For now, we have to put two more things below the label, which is the text input. First one will be to input your height and the second one will be to input your weight. To do that, just drag text input and just let it go below the label. Then add another text input below the previous text input. And then now we have to put two buttons side by side, iaitu calculate dengan clear. So for that, we have to use another type of layout, which is row. Row puts the items side by side. So you have to let it go exactly below the type here. So as you can see now, there's row 1 below all that. And now we can add in 2 buttons to put it side by side. Drag, drop, drag, drop. So you have 2 buttons, the title and 2 text input. Antara step yang paling penting dalam app development ialah melabelkan item yang telah di-input di screen kita ni. So, sebagai contoh, tekan button sebelah kiri and rename button 2 to calculate, C-A-L-C, and button di sebelah kanan sebagai clear. Next, untuk label, kita boleh tukar label 1 sebagai title. Text input yang pertama sebagai height, huruf kecil in sebagai input. Yang bawah weight, huruf kecil in sebagai input. Setelah melabelkan item-item yang telah diletakkan dalam screen, sekarang kita boleh menyusun item tersebut supaya seperti dalam sketching kita. So, yang pertama, klik pada layout row yang ini. Make sure row 1. Kalau nampak macam ni, kita akan kurangkan ketinggian dia. Klik pada relative size and tukar yang ini kepada 10%. Cukup untuk meletakkan butang dalamnya. And now we have to put the title on the top of the screen like we have sketched in the previous episode. So, tekan pada column 1, scroll ke bawah sampai nampak vertical alignment dan tekan top. Okay, so now the label is already on the top. So we have to bring down the height input and the weight input, including the buttons below, to bring it lower. So to do that, all you have to do is click on the height input. Make sure you click on the height input. Scroll down until you find margin and click on the percentage. And change the top margin to about 50%. And we can now put for the second weight input, but we're not going to put 50%, but we'll be putting about 10%. Yes, that's good spacing. And now for the buttons, we want the button to move down a bit. So we can still use the weight input and put a bottom margin. Make sure that tekan percentage and tukar bottom margin kepada 30%. Now kita boleh tukar title tersebut daripada label kepada yang kita telah tetapkan dalam episod sebelum ini, BMYCALC. Saya tahu font amat kecil, so tukar font size kepada 30. Yes. And then kita boleh tukar text input. We have the hint here saying type here. We can change that to height. Bracket in meter. We have to specify the unit of the input so that people don't put it in cm or millimeter. So for this weight input, kita akan tukar kepada weight. Bracket in kg. Okay, now tukar nama button CALC kepada tukar text button tersebut kepada calculate. And button sebelah kanan kepada clear. The both buttons look kind of stick together, so we can put some spacing in between. Same like the previous method, you can scroll down and choose the margin. And you can put it at the left margin for about say 5%. Change it to percentage. Yes. So now they have spacing and it looks clean. Kita dah buat basic untuk app tersebut, meletakkan title, text input, button, semuanya. Now we will try to test on how the app will look like, and it's very easy. All you have to do is just buka app Thunkable Live, and app yang anda telah buat di depan anda akan keluar dalam mobile phone anda. So we have an iPhone and an Android, so we will test and I'll show you the live image of the app here. So now you can click on sign in with Google. So Thunkable Companion wants to use google.com. Continue. So once you've entered the app, automatically the app that you have been developing appears on the screen. And here we have the title. When you click the title, there's nothing because it's just a label. So we have the buttons being faded out whenever touched, but there's no response, there's no action after that. With the text input, you can input your height, your weight. So when you click on calculate, there's nothing. So now I'll briefly show how the blocks work. You can click on blocks here, and you have like control blocks, if do else, many more. You have logic, math, text, list, warna. You have different warna here. Device, whatever this is, objects, variables, functions, and all the items that you've inputted just now: title, height in, weight in, calculate, clear, the row, column, and the entire screen itself. So that's it for now. On the previous episode, we've seen how to sketch the app that we want to make. And now on this episode, I've showed you how to make the sketch come into the real app that you want to make. So on the next episode, we'll actually program this app to respond to the text input, and when you click the buttons, and we'll see what happens after that. And not to forget, giveaway untuk minggu ini VR box. So step untuk menyertai giveaway ini adalah seperti yang berikut. Step 1. Subscribe to MYDIGITALMAKER's YouTube channel and the SDChannel's YouTube channel. Step 2 is to go to the SDChannel's Twitter account, follow me there, and retweet this post with a comment stating why is VR cool, and make up some creative comment on why is VR cool. Step 3 is to gain as much likes on the retweet that you have posted. And we'll be announcing the winner in the MyDigitalMakers social media accounts and the SDChannel social media accounts. So make sure you follow both of us on our respective social media accounts. I'm excited to see siapa yang akan memenangi VR box ini, and saya akan berjumpa dengan anda pada minggu yang akan datang untuk episod ketiga From Scratch Series Season 2.